A local tobacco chain facing millions of dollars in fines now for selling unlawful electronic vaping devices. Exclusive Tobacco Inc., a four-store chain, was issued two forfeitures totaling nearly $12.9 million. An inspection revealed its Oshkosh store was selling products with an expired license, leading to the seizure of over 1,200 vaping devices. This coming after a new state law went into effect back in September, banning the sale of vapes that are not approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The business is appealing both forfeitures. A group did sue to block the law and is currently appealing a judge's denial of their motion.